Greetings interwebs, JJ Joe here and welcome to Awesome Town. I'm back. I know it's been a while, and I know I've been on Twitch a lot, but I was really excited. I told you guys to be doing some deck profiles, and here we are. As you can see in front of me, we got MLB, the Majesty Lord Blaster. I just got this in early, thanks to people at, my vendor, Team Procyon, whatever. It's a big deal. But look at this deck box. Oh, let me zoom out real quick. Look at this. This thing is gorgeous. I can't believe we got one of these. Oh, look, it's soft and velvet inside. Ooh, spoiler alert. Might see a premium deck profile. All these things. I love it. Ooh. This deck has been great. It's a lot of fun. I've been playtesting it for a while, obviously for a couple months since it was revealed in Japan. And we finally got it here in the English set. And I am so excited to use it. I can't wait to talk about it and talk about my version. So let's get on to it, shall we? Of course, using Force 1 because Force 2 in this deck is not so pleasant. Alright, let's get this out. What we got there? That's not. Yeah, it is my start. Alright, we're doing Barkle. I could have used Glime, so I made his deck like 100% foiled. But Barkle is just like, he is like the blaster starter. So it kind of makes sense to pretty much go down a route. Because Glime is cool and all. I just don't like Glime as much in this deck. I'm just going to use him against slot. But this card is pretty much the blaster starter. So we're going with that. You can do whatever you want because it's got the same skill. Alright. So we're gonna do it a little bit. I normally would do like, I'll start, from the 0s up to the 3s. But I figured I'd try something and try the boss monsters fought first. I think by showing off the main units, like pretty much the grade 3s, kind of shows you how the deck works and it's a lot easier to explain the grade 2 and grade 1 choices. So of course we're doing for MLB. MLB is fantastic. This card is stupid good. You pretty much just sit on an 18k base every turn and just swing your opponent, triple drive with 2 crit. He's just gorgeous. So if you don't know his skill is continuous. If he's on Vanguard, Rear Guard, if you have Blaster playing Blaster Dark Soul, he gets +1 critical. If he's on Vanguard, he gets the +5 and the +1 drive. Real easy to pull off. You get your Blaster Blade, Blaster Dark sticks, super consistent in getting those two anyways. So you can do Shove him to Soul, and this guy is just a huge 18k beat stick every turn. And then the second skill is when he attacks, you can take any two units, Shove him to Soul, and you gain 2 Imaginary Gift markers, or Imaginary Gift Force. But that's just fantastic. So that's how you get Blasted Away and Blasted Dark Soul. And you can do this every turn. All you gotta do is pick up any 2 units, Shove them to Soul, and you just get 2 Force markers, which is why Force 1 is great in this deck, because you just spam the Force markers on the front row and you're just gonna hit your opponent hard. So 4 of those, and that is pretty much it for the grade 3s, because you don't want to write anything else. And then, of course, with the grade 2s, we're doing 4 Blaster Blade, pretty much a staple. Love that OR, love it. But yeah, Vanguard gets a +1 crit, and then on place, kind of with 1 Soul Blast 1, retire something. But of course, needed for the MLB, and because of that, we are running the 4 Blaster Darks. This is the new retrained Blaster Dark that can be used in Royal Paladins. I don't believe it's an errata. I believe this is the only Blaster Dark that can be a Royal Paladin. I need to double check on that, but I'm 99% sure that's how it works. But Blaster Dark's great, and he's also great in this deck because he's got a great Vanguard skill, where he just got a card, he gets Twin Drive, which is just fantastic. And of course, on place, kind of +1, your opponent chooses someone to retire. And I know a lot of people didn't like this art. I kind of dig this art. It also works out because kind of like these two are literally facing each other in a way. It's kind of weird. But yeah, so this has pretty much been like my default grade 2 ride. He's just so good. And then we're doing 4 Trumpeter. A lot of people underrepresent the card. I don't really see people running this at 4. I don't know why. I've been trying it at 4. Never really had an issue with it. It's a 10k booster, and her on-play skill is fantastic, where you count +1, Soul Blast 1, and you can grab a Blaster unit and the Order card from your drop zone out of the hand. That's so good. And she's also a 10k booster. Like, she's great, because essentially, you can just leave her in the back row, and she's always a 10k booster. As long as you have a Blaster Vanguard, of course. That's great for that, because you can pretty much use her for the back row, right? And then keep all your grid 1s at hand, and now you have 10k shield. So you have a 10k booster over 8k, and you get to keep your 10k guard in your hand. Which is just, I think that's great. She's highly underrated, and I think people need to run her. And to finish off the grade 2s, we are doing 2 Liverod. Liverod here, on place, Vanguard, Rear Guard, Kind of +1. If you don't have a Kind of Blast, you still Blast 1, which is fantastic. Search your deck for a grade 2, Call to Open. Fantastic setup card. Pretty much grabs you the blasters you need, You can grab your trumpeter so you can combo. It's just a fantastic card. Alright, before we get to the grade 2s, I just want to get the order out of the way real quick. This is the new order card for strictly for MLB. This is when light and darkness intersects. Can't see from here. And neither can you because it's not even focused. There we go. So basically, this card works. It's got pretty much 3 separate skills. So Blaster Blade is on your Vanguard Rearguard. You can search for Blaster Dark. If Blaster Dark's on your Vanguard Rearguard, you can search for Blaster Blade. If you have both, you can search for MLB. So it's great. So depending on which blaster you have on the field, you can search. Though you can't search for any if you have MLB. But you pretty much use Blaster Blade and Blaster Dark. And then this is just a free card to just get free searches, which is fantastic. I love this card. It's great. Blitz, Trumpeter can just fetch it. So you play it, you fetch it back, and then next turn to play it, because orders can only play once per turn. But it's also in the fact that if that's the case, it's PG fodder if you're good on blasters. But this card pretty much gets you a free 5k in hand, which is just fantastic. Alright, now let's move on to the grade 1s. Of course, we're going to start with probably the best grade 1 in this deck, Wingull Brave. This card is stupid. This card is stupid good. It's pretty much the original Wingull Brave, but just on steroids. So, Vanguard Rearguard, if the attack hits, either it hits or a boost hits, search the top 7 for a blaster out of hand, any blaster, which is fantastic. So, and it doesn't go into soul like the old Wingull Brave. It doesn't have the boost. Oh, excuse me. It doesn't have the boosted blaster, unlike the original starter. So this guy, standard premium, this is like the most used grade 1 ever. In any blaster deck, use this guy. This Wingull Brave is just so good. Especially if you're going second. Ooh, cold. Alright, so here's one I've seen a lot of people go 50-50 on. I am doing Tristan at 4. I was trying the other grade 1. The grade 1 is like 1 in place. You can send a grade 2 to the bottom of the deck and draw a card, or send a bottom because it's plus 10. I tried it for a while, and I also was trying like, I forgot what else I was trying. Oh, the grade 3 Searcher. I find Tristan to be a lot better, a lot more consistent, especially in premium, because he just gets you that Blaster Blade. On place, Camus 1, search your deck for Blaster Blade out of the hand. That's pretty much it. Self-explanatory. It's a guaranteed card search, unlike the grade 3 Searcher, which is nice, but this gets you that guaranteed search no matter what. So, I like Tristan here. He just gets you those. Again, in premium, you need multiple Blaster Blades for combos. I'll explain that in another video, because we will be going over the premium version of this build. And around the grade 1s for Marin. I like Marin, it's just a fill-in slot, but it's also great because you can just get that kind of 1 draw plus 3, banking this a 13k booster, or it just gets you some just draws, because essentially this deck can really draw a lot. So you pretty much just want to bank on that and just keep drawing and pretty much just having an open hand. Because sitting on 18k base with a big hand just means you have the ultimate defense. Alright, moving on to triggers. It's very simple. We're just doing 8 crit. Let me just zoom out a little bit so y'all can see that. So of course, 8 crit, okay, and the 4 draw, the 4 heal. Super staple. You don't need to go anywhere else. I was tempted on using the new Sentinel crit and try to do like a 10-2, but it really just like doesn't need it too much. You're already hitting your opponent with a lot of pressive power, so keeping it standard, you keep your 15Ks, you keep your draws, because having draws in this deck is really good, just in case you can't draw on anything else, but also just means you're increasing your hand size. So I think running 4 draw in this deck is great. You can probably do less crits maybe if you wanted to, but I think just the standard is fine enough as it is. And like I mentioned earlier, we're just doing Force, because Force in this deck is good. Force is good. Just because, again, because you could do Force 2 if you wanted to. That only means, though, you can use MLB skill once. Because you're going to get the Force 2 when you ride, and then we do a skill, Force 2s, and then you're done. You can't stack anymore. And I find that just to be a little bit silly. So you want to do Force 1 because MLB's got a crit Vanguard Rearguard. So you pretty much just ride MLB, call your MLBs here, and just stack the Force markers. And you're pretty much just hitting your opponent hard. And they're forced to guard everything, which minuses their hand, minuses their field, and you're just going for game. Now, I was tempted by putting Escapade in here, but in testing it didn't really work out as much as I thought it would. And plus, if you don't finish in that turn, because Escapade normally would be the final turn card to ride, but if they survive that, you're back to a 10k. sure you popped your field, but if you didn't minus our hand, you're just going to replenish and pretty much beat you up. Because now you're sitting on a grade 2 10k, when you could be sitting on your 18k defense, which is just so much better. So we're not doing that. We're just doing the Formula Beast. Again, he's really easy to get. I always seem to always draw all 4 in this deck. It's really, really consistent. If you guys haven't built it yet, I highly recommend trying this deck out. It's great. And plus, it's a huge value. I believe these selling for about $80 pop. But, you know, you get this really awesome deck box. You get the sleeves. And you get everything in pretty much 4 of. I mean, the deck box is so nice. So that value's unknown. You pretty much get the deck ready to go. The only cards I added was Marin and Liverot. Outside of that. So Tristan comes with it as he's a common and stuff like that. So you guys really just check it out. If you guys are a Rob Hodges fan or just want to get a nice deck to get into and be competitive with and just, you know, not to worry about spending a lot of money, buy this deck. It's worth it. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Premium deck will be coming up soon. Hit that subscribe button to see more videos. Like and post a comment about Awesome Town. Don't forget to follow me on all social media links and my Twitch, which I'm very active on. Anyways, guys, this is Joe and signing out.